Welcome all of you again to the online class of biology. So we were studying chapter 11 biotechnology principles and processes, and we were discussing mainly the processes in the previous video, and in that we have already discussed how the DNA will be isolated from the plant cells or from the fungal cells or from bacterial cells, and after that we have to purify it by treating the DNA with various enzymes like proteases, lipases, RNases, etc. Okay, and after that it has to be cut with the restriction endonucleases so that we will get the small pieces of DNA. And then we have to use electrophoresis to separate these fragments of DNA, and then we have to introduce the gene of our interest, and the fragment should be added to the vectors. Okay, either it can be added to the vector so that recombinant genes are produced. Okay, recombinant DNA are produced, and these vectors like plasmid, okay, can be introduced into the host cell. So these were the steps, various steps. And I have also explained you about the PCR technique, which is used to amplify, which is used to multiply the number of copies of the isolated or the desired gene. Understood? So PCR technique involved different steps like what? Denaturation, then annealing, and then extension. Understood? And I have told you about the importance of Taq polymerase, which is obtained from the bacterium Thermus aquaticus. Isn't it? So the gene of our interest can be introduced into the host cell or recipient cells by different methods. Okay, so before that we have, once I have also already mentioned that the recipient cell should be made competent, okay, by treating it with bivalent ions. Okay, so that makes the, otherwise what happened, the cell membrane will not allow or will not be allowing the DNA to enter so easily, so it has to be made competent. Understood? So it has to be made competent, and then the gene of our interest can be introduced, okay, into the host cell. Now if a recombinant DNA is bearing a gene for resistant to an antibiotic, okay, and if that particular gene is transferred into a bacterium, say for example E. coli, the host cell now it will become resistant to ampicillin. Understood? So if we spread, or if we I told all these are trial and error methods only, all these experiments. Okay, means it is not with 100% sure that this will undergo, or this will have, or this will receive the competent cell which you made, or the host cell which you made competent will receive the gene of your interest. Okay, we are doing the processes, but chances are there where the cells may not be transformed. So by plating the cells into a medium containing ampicillin, we can identify that whether the cell undergone or cell is transformed or not. Okay, so if it is transformed, then what will happen? It will have ampicillin resistance in this case. Okay, ampicillin resistance, and it will be able to live in a medium which contain ampicillin. And if it is not, okay, what will happen? That particular bacterium cells cannot grow in that medium, isn't it, containing ampicillin. Understood? So in this case, ampicillin resistant gene is acting as a selectable marker which can be used for identifying the transformants and the non-transformants. Is it clear? Now next step we are going to study is obtaining the foreign gene product. So what for we did all this experiments to introduce the gene of our interest into the host cell? Because we need the product from it, isn't it? So for this Simply if we grow them in laboratories or in small scale, we won't be able to get the products in large scale. Okay, so there are some methods whereby we can get the foreign products in foreign genes product. Okay, say for example, if we are introducing, I told I think once, the human insulin which we are injecting nowadays are produced by which method? By biotechnological method, in which what the scientists have done, the gene from human cell, okay, which is responsible for the production of insulin is isolated, it is cut, and it is introduced into the what microorganisms like bacteria or yeast. Okay, and they will be grown in the medium. So what will happen as this microorganisms grows, okay, in the medium, they produce what? Insulin. And this insulin we can isolate, and that can be marketed as human insulin. So the product is actually what? The human genes product itself, but it is not produced by human being, isn't it? It is produced in where? Some microorganisms. So in this way, if we need to produce large scale, okay, in large scale if you need to produce, then we need to what? Use some bioreactor. So that we are going to study. So the protein obtained from that, okay, we have already studied that the products of genes are what? Mainly proteins, isn't it? How DNA is controlling the character of a cell or of an organism? By producing different kinds of proteins. We have already discussed that, isn't it? So for example, that if a person is tall, and if the tallness is controlled by genes, how they are controlling directly this phenotype? Because they produce what? More growth hormones. The genes produce more growth hormones. Okay, so the products of this, okay, a recombinant genes, okay, the any protein encoding gene is expressed in a heterologous host. Heterologous means what? If it contains some other genes in addition to their original what? Genome. Okay, heterologous host, then that product is called recombinant protein. If protein is obtained from such kind of host, heterologous host. What do you mean by heterologous host? The host with the genes of some other organisms, okay, or which is having a recombinant gene. Okay, so that are known as what? Recombinant protein. Understood? So this cells with this cloned genes of our interest will grow on small scale in laboratory, isn't it? And this can be used for extracting the desired proteins, okay, and it can be used by using different separation techniques. So in large scale, if we need these products, okay, then we need to depend on certain certain vessels known as what? Bioreactors. Okay, bioreactors. Understood? So bioreactors, how can we what? Define them? So this bioreactors can help, okay, to have a continuous culture system, and where we can what? Draw the or drain out the used medium. Okay, when we are growing this kind of bacteria or any other yeast cells, etc., for large quantities, okay, we need to give some raw materials, isn't it? And in this raw materials they leave, and they what? They keep on producing the gene product. Understood? So like this we can maintain a continuous culture system, and where the used medium can be removed from one side and fresh medium can be added, so that what? The cells will be in their optimum conditions, that is in the active log or exponential phase, means their multiplication will be always very fast. Okay, so their number should be more, then only we will get the desired amount of product. So bioreactors are nothing but what they are? They are some vessels, okay, some kind of vessels, okay, in which we are providing the raw materials, and that will be converted to specific products by the microorganisms, okay, or to the individual enzymes, like what? Using means in that what we are adding, the transformed microbial plant cells it can be, okay, animals cells it can be, or human cells, whatever it is, it will be grown in large vessels. Understood? And in this vessels we provide what, optimum growth conditions, like what, temperature, pH, substrate, salts, vitamin, oxygen, all this will be under the control, so that it ensures the cells, what cells, the transformed cells, it can be a plant cell, animal cell, or human cells, or bacteria, yeast, whatever it is, they will be growing in its maximum conditions. Understood? So this is what bioreactors. So bioreactors are what, nothing, it is certain vessels in which raw materials will be given and the transformed cells also will be added. Understood? And what they do, this cells, they, as they grow, using this raw materials, they produce a number of the products. Okay, recombinant proteins will be produced. The most commonly used bioreactors are of stirring type. Okay, means what, where the content will be mixed thoroughly. Okay, so that it will allow what, the air to pass and the content will get mixed thoroughly, so that the oxygen availability will be will be uniform all over the content. Okay, and you can see that if you see a stirred tank of simple stirred tank bioreactor, it will have a curved base. Okay, so that it supports, okay, an agitator system means what, which help in the stirring of the materials, then oxygen delivery system to deliver the oxygen, then foam control system, the foam which is produced due to the process can be removed, okay, or controlled, then a temperature control system, pH control system, and sampling ports for what, taking out small volumes of the culture. Okay, so all this will be there in the what, bioreactors. So these two diagrams you have to practice. Okay, for one is simple stirred tank bioreactor and the other one is parched stirred tank bioreactor, and through this sterile air also will be passed. Okay, sterile air also will be passed. Is it clear? So about bioreactors you understood, they are nothing but some vessels, okay, in which this the genes of our interest will be producing their products in the host cells. Is it clear? In large scale. Okay. The next topic is downstream processing. Okay, so downstream processing means what? In the bioreactors, this microorganism or plant cells or animal cells with the gene of interest will produce the product. So this product which is produced should be separated. Okay, it should be a series of process has to be done in that before it is marketed. Understood? So that includes what, separation, purification, etc., and all this together is known as what, downstream processing. So how you can define downstream process? It is the process of purification and separation of the products, okay, before marketing. Understood? And this products, sometimes it may be means in that some kind of preservatives have to be added. Okay, so and in case of any medicines or something like that, thorough clinical test has to be done. Okay, then quality control testing, all that has to be done, and it varies, depends upon the type of product we are obtaining from this. Understood? So the downstream process you understood now, and it varies from product to product. Okay, separation technique will be different, then what, the purification technique will be different, if any preservatives to be added, then that will be different. So all that has to be done so that the product can be marketed. Is it clear? So all these processes are coming under what, biotechnology. So after what, introducing the gene of our interest into the host cell, okay, either by using vectors or by direct method, whatever it is, we have to if we need to get the products in large scale, it has to be grown in what bioreactors, large vessels which supports the kind of what the purification, separation, etc. Okay, and that means in this kind of bioreactors, what optimum temperature, pH, okay, then there will be provisions to take out the small qualities of the what culture. Likewise, so many advantages are there if we use what bioreactors. And what are the two different types of bioreactors I told? Simple stirred tank bioreactor and sparged stirred tank bioreactor. Okay, so in this, what agitation or mixing up of the content will be done continuously, so that what all the content will be getting same amount of oxygen and other materials. Is it clear? And in the sparged one, what is there? There you can see sterile air bubbles are also sparged, okay, in between. Understood? So that is the difference between these two bioreactors. So you can see that the downstream processing is what? It's a method of purification and separation of the product which is obtaining from the bioreactors. Okay, and the methods used for this varies in different kinds of products. So you all understood the topic very nicely, I hope. We have studied about the principles and the processes. Okay, now we are going to study the next, in the next chapter, what is the applications of biotechnology. Okay, so this chapter, I hope it is very clear to you. Thank you.